Welcome to another Transformers review. This time we're looking at the Toys R Us exclusive Masterpiece Rodimus Prime figure. So that's enough looking at the package. Let's actually look at the figure now. So here we have Hot Rod, or Rodimus Prime, in his futuristic Hot Rod car mode. Now, a little bit of problem I've always had with this figure is that I can never quite figure out how to get these arms quite flushed with the rest of the vehicle, so it always looks kind of weird. And I always had to kind of fiddle with it to get it, even just this part right here. Orange paint, which is right here, chips off very easily, and it's what it does have is that the door, hood, windshield thing opens up and does reveal a kind of inside to the vehicle with half of a steering wheel, and you do see the robot's feet there with half the console there. A lot of detail in there. Just wish it was black instead of red, much like the Japanese release. As far as overall features go, that's really about it. The overall appearance does differ greatly from the original Takara Masterpiece Rodimus Convoy. It has a more of a G1 toy paint scheme as far as cartoon accuracy, wherein this version of the Masterpiece Hot Rod looks more like the G1 toy, like I just kind of said that. Especially in the flame decal here, the red, the overall just kind of color scheme is missing some spots here, but it's mostly supposed to represent the toy, so yep. The sticker sheet, not sure why. These can go on his arms. It has an Autobot and a Decepticon symbol for whatever reason. So that's that. So and you can actually take either of his guns and stick them into the top there, which works a lot more successfully than offshoot. So that's that. So let's go on to the transformation. To start the transformation, first thing I'm going to do is pop this back piece off, and I could just kind of let it hang there for a moment and open up these panels here to bring out the arms, or I'll just roll them out. One thing you notice is I prefer to fold out the hands here to have that utility hitch there, just because I think it's a lot easier to compact the arms into vehicle mode, so that's an extra step that I go through. Plus I think it just looks a little bit cleaner while transforming instead of having a pair of hands. These tabs are also different than on the original Masterpiece. These are longer and just overall easier to extend to tab in place, and they stick a lot better. And take out these feet, bring down the legs, and the feet are the only pieces of die cast on the toy itself, and it's really kind of sad seeing how less plastic they use now. I mean, it was less metal they use, and what you just saw is another change that they made. This was probably one of the worst parts of the original Masterpiece, that these had a weird kind of screw slash whatever you want to call it that would just break super easily, and this they changed it to a tab that was meant to pop on and off very easily. This will collapse up and push the wheel back in for this side. No, that's the legs are basically done there. These arms out of the way. This piece will collapse in, and these sides will push in. Rotate that around. The whole torso here will spin around. There's a little black piece in here that will pull out and tab in place into these two holes here, like that. Get the arms situated. These exhaust ports will connect bring down the arms, that. Rotate the head around. And this piece will kind of, after I get this lodged out of there, this will flip around. The tail lights will collapse in and pull that piece up, and now tab in place there. And there you have him in his first robot mode as Hot Rod. So now that we have Hot Rod in his Hot Rod robot mode, see that he is a perfect rendition of the show model in just a more of a toy accurate paint scheme, especially you can tell by these little doohickey stickers, or not stickers but paint apps on his legs. You can put them on his arms too if you really want to with the stickers. As far as posability goes, he's really well off. He has a ball joint at his head. In the way it's situated for Hot Rod, his arms have kind of a weird angle to them in the shoulder, but if you really want to correct it, you can bring them up a little bit, but I prefer to leave them down here, at least for the Hot Rod mode. Has a swivel joint here and the upper bicep, and really weird, this part was not present on the original Japanese version. This little piece here, I'm not sure why they added that, but yeah, you can rotate at there too. Real spindly hands. The thumbs pop off a lot, but a lot of posability there. It does have a nice solid waist, but when you get to that, it looks a little bit awkward, so really looks best right there. Nice hip joint, real heavy swivel there. Nice little knee. Does tend to pop off a lot. These little pieces I forgot to bring down and around. Knee and a swivel right there also, and solid foot ratchets in the feet. And this piece does tend to pop off a lot. You can fix that by putting either some super glue or clear nail polish on the hinges, just a solid connection a little bit more. Now he does come with a couple little attachments for his hands that you see in the Transformers movie. First, you want to bring up his hand, pull down his hand, kind of flip this piece around, and then that'll allow you to bring this part up in his hand. Just kind of close it up, and that'll show that hinge there. See the way I was talking about for that really awkward shoulder joint. And here is where you can either attach the buzzsaw, which spins kind of, or like I already had this one prepared, you can attach the welding torch on the other one to another little feature that this figure has that was only featured in the animated movie is his little visor thing. When you squeeze both sides of the head, it features kind of like a knob, and you kind of turn along with it, and his visor will pull down. Now, as far as I can tell, you can only do this when he's in Hot Rod, not Rodimus Prime, because I've seen people do it, but it doesn't work as well, so I don't recommend people doing it. And it is kind of tricky to get it to stay back up because it is kind of loose, but it is possible. Now he does come with his two pistols, and they attach to his hand with this peg and hold technique going on there. And I know a lot of people say they have a lot of problem having him hold them, but I really don't have any in either hand or gun. So I guess I just might have been lucky. In fact, it's the only problem I have is that their problem is that it's too tight. Too loose. If anything, mine sticks in really tight, because that is not coming out. That's really tight. No mouse shaking or anything can get that in. And you can attach a offshoot in gun mode there as well. Now this figure does come with the Autobot Matrix of Leadership. In fact, it actually comes with two. It comes with a modified plastic version of the one that came with the Takara version, which we know is way too small and doesn't actually fit in any of his hands. And we have the one that's featured on the box, which is a modified version of the original Optimus Prime one, which does fit his hands and it opens as well. But however, this does not, it will never fit inside his chest like the package leads you to believe. So, and that's kind of shady on Hasbro's part to kind of deceive you like that. The figure's main gimmick is when you pretend he receives the Autobot Matrix of Leadership, he turns into Rodimus Prime. And this is done in a few subtle but pretty fun steps. First, raise up the shoulders, go underneath the skirt here, and bring down his waist joint to give him a little bit more. Go to the back here, raise up the spoiler just a tad and collapse him in a little bit. And the most noticeable difference, go to the head, rip back the young face, fold it down, and collapse it down, and you have the older, wiser Rodimus Prime face. Along with a new, older look, you can actually attach his two pistols, or combine them, I mean. The blue one goes in front, push them together, and you get the Photon Eliminator, which is one awesome looking gun. It looks really nice. I do have a little bit of difficulty getting him to hold it with both hands, but I have seen it done a few times before, and it does look really nice when that look is accomplished. Before I wrap up this review, I wanted to take a closer look at Offshoot, otherwise known as Firebolt in G1. Transform into robot mode. Just pull up these panels here, and this will collapse like that. Actually, these will fold onto his back like that. Form his arms, and there you go. Now, as far as the target mask goes, he is actually really articulated and real detailed too. Take a closer look at his face. He has kind of a little grin going on there. He has full range of movement in his arms, double hinged elbow, ball jointed hips, ball jointed knees. Actually, two ball joints in his torso. So you can actually get some little cool little poses with him. As far as, he's not necessarily a replacement for the trailer, but he's a great little add-on, so they couldn't attach it on. Is the United States release of Masterpiece Rodimus Prime worth it? I really do think so. I think you get a lot more value for your buck, retailed for $59.99 in Toys R Us as opposed to $200 for the original Japanese version, and you don't get the trailer, so that might be a big deciding factor for potential Rodimus Prime buyers. But I think, as for what you're paying and for your accessories, and you still get one great toy, I think this is definitely the better deal out of the Rodimus Prime Masterpiece collection you could have. Any Transformer fan pick up this figure, but really you need to be a little bit careful because it does have a history of parts breaking off. But the United States version fixed most of those concerns for the most point. Until next time, thank you for watching.